And now we're set for action. Todd Kennelly and David Marquez on hand to call the action here from the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. And David, we're getting set for a first-round matchup in La Copa de Lucha.
That's right, Todd. Both of these men, I'm very familiar with both of them. Black Tiger, a one-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. The first man, in fact, to hold that at the same time. There you see Puma, the very mysterious man, and here come their opponents.
Yep, Team Mexico, Zokre and Phoenix Star, and what a matchup this looks to be. You know, I'd have to consider these two teams really to be favorites. Luck of the draw not on their side that they have to face each other in this first round.
Well, you know, Los Luchas here, Phoenix Star and Zokre, they have the most experience out of the four teams. They've tagged longer than each other, than any other ones, and tonight, I think we're going to see that teaming come into full effect. A lot of the odds maker here in Las Vegas don't think they're the favorites, though, although I think they may go all the way.
There you see both teams. The crowd is fired up. A strong Latino contingent here in the crowd, David.
That's right. They're here to cheer on Phoenix Star and Zokre. You know, just recently, all over the world, I was just with them down in Mexico on several occasions, and these two guys, they're something to watch, and we're going to be in for a treat here.
Really should be a tremendous contest. We saw both the Japanese and Mexican flag come into play there at the beginning of the match. So much pride, so much heritage on the line, but also you got to get through this match to have a shot at the first ever Copa de Lucha, that huge trophy that will be awarded later tonight.
Yeah, heritage and nationalism and patriotism is a very, very big deal in this tournament. There are 4 countries involved: Mexico, Japan, United States, and Canada. And the bell, Sean Fox is just rang the bell, so we're going to get ready to go. It looks like maybe Puma and Phoenix Star are going to start off.
Again, Puma, our fans may recognize him, an integral part of the X Division of the NWA TNA. He's been featured in the International X Division Showcase matches. And this should really be a great technical match, although both teams, all 4 members, can fly when necessary as well, David.
That's right. You know, Puma, look at this. Puma's trying to explain to the referee that Phoenix Star was cheating somehow. I didn't see anybody cheat. You know, this is not like Puma either. Puma is a very square guy. When he's in the ring, he's all business. He's very serious.
You mentioned that Team Mexico, Los Luchas, have teamed together. This is really the first time that Puma and Black Tiger have teamed up, although they have faced each other in the past, so they know each other quite well.
That's right. They even faced each other at the one of the TNA pay-per-views when they were on opposite sides with that X Division Cup, International X, that is.
Both men jockeying for position here early. Going to be interesting to see who gets the advantage. A lot of great technical wrestling earlier in this tag team contest. David, this really bringing back the tradition. There's such a rich heritage and tradition of tag team competition and tournaments in the NWA if you think back to the days of the Crockett tournaments.
That's right. You know, the Crockett Cups, although there were only a few of them, were very exciting, and they were played up in very, very major venues and markets, much like what the National Wrestling Alliance is doing here tonight in Las Vegas. This crowd is tremendous. There's over 3,000 plus here watching these two fighters just go at it, and it's just toe-to-toe. Look at them.
Yep, neither man has been able to get a clear-cut advantage thus far. It's really that human game of chess going on, some excellent chain wrestling, going hold for hold here. There's a nice leg trip. And Puma now with the arm drag takedown, going to try and control the arm, picking a body part and staying with it here, David. Oh, here's the cover. There's a 2 count. Phoenix Star able to get out of here. Now a roll-up on the other way. Both men trading near falls. And just as we thought, these teams so well matched, David.
And they are. Look, Puma made a mistake, but look, both men are standing. They both keep their pride. And that's what the NWA is all about, true competition. Look at these guys.
Well, both teams are so well matched. I mean, it's almost like wrestling yourself. It's like looking in a mirror with these guys when it comes to matching up the techniques and the abilities.
Now here comes the Black Tiger. Listen to this crowd. They don't like this man. They know what he's all about. and he's all about business. He's not here to make any friends.
No, that's for sure. As you mentioned, he has a rich title history. He has held the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. That is really one of the most prestigious titles in the world. It's been held by the likes of Chris Benoit in the past, Owen Hart, Jushin Thunder Liger,
Minoru Tanaka, and the list goes on and on and on, and it looks like we're going to see Zokre for the first time in this matchup.
And we're back at the Pro Wrestling Summit first round matchup in the Copa de Lucha. Team Mexico and Team Japan. Over the break, again, both teams trading offense, but David, neither team has gotten the clear-cut advantage. I really think it's going to be the first team to make a mistake. It could be costly.
Yeah, mistakes are very, very important not to happen in this matchup. This is a world-class caliber event. Of 4 masked men, and it's, just from the mask standpoint, it has to be a very big disadvantage to one another because you can't read the emotion on your opponent's face.
Indeed, you can't see the fatigue, you can't see the pain and the anguish. Now that was a nice flying mare just moments ago by Zokre, but again, right back to square one. No one has been able to really chain together a lot of offense here. When you think about all the great teams there are internationally, what's it say about these 4 teams in the tournament that they were selected to represent their respective countries?
That's right, and there's something very interesting on Team Japan, for example. You have Puma and Black Tiger. Black Tiger is from London, England, but he's representing Japan. And then you have a dual heritage on the other side with Puma, where he's Hispanic. It's very, very interesting.
It really is. Really an international affair here. A lot has to do with where they made
Whoa, look at that!
Incredible balance here. Black Tiger looking, he doesn't know what to do, tries to follow in, fools rush in, and he's the recipient of a flying head scissors. Zokre tries to follow up with a drop kick, unable, and a nice short elbow by Black Tiger.
See, that's why I give the advantage to Black Tiger and Puma. They might not be that experienced as a team, but in pro wrestling, I think they're probably the most outstanding 2 in the entire tournament.
You can see here now, yeah, I agree with you. Black Tiger now slowing down the pace. He's going to want to keep it methodical. He's going to want to punish his opponent and stay away from the high-speed, high-impact moves such as this.
Oh, well, see, look at that. Both men were very smart there. Both men. But on the outside, look at Black Tiger. He's bewildered, and Puma's down there. They might be coming up with a new strategy.
Puma and Black Tiger so used to being able to ground their opponents and control them, and that has not been the case here. Time to go back to the playbook. And speaking of playbooks, David, this first round matchup, I mentioned, luck of the draw not on their side that they have to face each other. I liken this to college football when a number 1 team in the nation has to face the number 2 team in the middle of the season. One of them is going to get knocked out of the running.
Well, they're at least throwing a little shout out there to the country they're representing. I don't think the audience in attendance really cares.
Yep, didn't seem to appreciate that gesture, but again, one of these teams is going to get knocked out of the running for the Copa de Lucha. Only one team can win this matchup and move on. Again, we've seen what we've come to know from the National Wrestling Alliance, just great technical wrestling. Both teams have attempted to control a body part.
That's right. Phoenix Star back in.
And that's a big part of tag team wrestling is the quick tags, trying to keep a fresh man from your team in the ring at all times. Look at that agility.
Look at this now. Phoenix Star in full control. What is he going to do? Oh! Look at that. That might be the mistake. That might be the turning point for Team Mexico.
Well, we spoke about it. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's why it's called high-risk offense. Tried to perform a springboard maneuver, and it did not pay off. And this could be the window of opportunity needed by Team Japan to take over. Here we see a nice scoop and a slam. Now the tag made to Puma. Can he capitalize on his downed opponent?
Well, look at this. Puma is such a great athlete. He doesn't need to go to this length to win a match. That's just uncalled for.
Referee now seeing that the tape was used for a choke and admonishing Puma about it. But that just goes to show you, these men, when the Copa de Lucha is on the line, such prestige, they're willing to pull out all the stops. Puma sends him in. Beautiful takedown, drop toe hold, flips over the side, and now the short drop kick, and that was on the money. Again, David, you can hear this crowd strongly behind Team Mexico, and they are not happy with what's going on in this matchup right now.
Black Tiger now coming back into the ring. You know, just if we can take a moment, this is the 4th generation of Black Tiger. We had Rollerball Rocco was the original. Of course, the late, great Eddie Guerrero. And the man currently known as Silver King down in Mexico. So this incarnation of Black Tiger may just as well be the most successful out of the 4.
Yeah, what an incredible lineage to live up to, and Black Tiger certainly doing that. And he could add to that legacy if he and his partner could win the Copa de Lucha. Beautiful belly-to-back suplex. Going to try for the cover here. There's 2. Only gets the 2 count. Looking pretty frustrated with that, David.
Yeah, you know, for a man like Black Tiger who goes to Japan frequently, as you know, he's a member of Jushin Thunder Liger's CTU team on that end, and they're the dominant force in New Japan Pro Wrestling, you know, but see, that's what makes Black Tiger the outstanding athlete that he is. He can take control of a match any means necessary, and now he's back on top.
Well, speaking of being on top, it looks like Black Tiger is looking for the Tombstone Piledriver. That's the move he used to defeat his arch-rival Tiger Mask for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, but Phoenix Star had it well scouted, now going up top again. Well, like they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Comes up with the arm drag off of an incredible athletic maneuver. Now, Puma back in. Likewise, Zokre. And it looks like the speed is picking up here, which I think favors Team Mexico, David.
Well, I wouldn't go that well. Look at that mistake. That might be another costly mistake by the duo. I don't know if it's going to help them or not because, again, we've already said that all 4 men, as you see here, they're very versed in their profession. They know what they're doing.
Look at this. Double springboard. Drop kicks in stereo. And now, again, the advantage is switched now back to Team Mexico. As this match wears on, one thing you got to keep in mind with this tournament format, this is not the end-all, be-all. Whoever wins this match is going to have to face one of the other 2 teams in the finals. So you got to try and put your opponent away as quickly as possible. La Magistral Cradle here for the roll-up. Gets a 2 count, but Black Tiger makes the save. Referees got to try and gain some kind of control. All 4 men in the ring. Got to get 2 guys out of there.
Well, once again, Todd, all these men are, like I said earlier, versed in pro wrestling and all styles. In Lucha Libre, you know, it goes anywhere. Any man could be in the ring. Although we are following the NWA rulebook, I think he's giving these men a little leeway because of cultural differences.
Oh, double team, heart attack-like maneuver by Team Japan. Is that going to be it? No. Save made yet again. Well, how competitive is this matchup, David Marquez?
It's very competitive. These guys not only want that trophy, but they also want a shot at the NWA World Tag Team Champions. You know, these guys aren't in here just to win some cup. They want to go up that ladder. They want to be #1 contenders anywhere they go.
Again, now a kick to the face of Puma. He's down. Spine buster onto Black Tiger, and it looks right now that Team Mexico is a Casa en Fuego, a house of fire, if you will. Blockbuster-like move over the top by Zokre. And Team Mexico's got things going their way. There's the bypass. Lifts him up into a spin heel kick. And Puma looks to be in some trouble here. Could be a surfboard maneuver coming up into a double team.
Yeah, Puma's in bad shape. His partner's on the outside, having the surfboard.
Into a gut buster. Here's the cover. 2 and 3.
Look at that.
Unbelievable. Team Mexico defeats Team Japan, and they're moving on to the finals.
I have to say, this is a huge upset here tonight. I had all my money and all the marbles on Team Japan, but it looks like Team Mexico is going to go on next. And our semifinal #2 match is coming up right after this.